Okay, hi and Assalamualaikum. And a very good evening to our Honourable Brother Taifun Hisham bin Taib, Deputy Dean of Student Development and Community Engagement, Brother Zainul Abidin bin Ibrahim, our Assistant of the Leadership and Training Unit, and all fellow students of CFS IIUM and respective participants. May all of you be in the best of health by the grace of Allah. I'm Fatini Nur Hawa, your moderator for today. So before we start our discussion today, um, all students, please get ready to sing Asmaul Husna, Negaraku and IIUM song.
نسألك يا من هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الرحمن الرحيم الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر الخالق البارئ المصور الغفار القهار الوهاب الرزاق الفتاح العليم القابض الباسط الخافض الرافع المعز المذل السميع البصير الحكم اللطيف الخبير الحليم العظيم الغفور الشكور العلي الكبير الحفيظ المقيم الحسيب الجليل الكريم الرقيب المجيب الواسع الحكيم الودود المجيد الباعث الشهيد الحق الوكيل القوي المتين الولي الحميد المحسن المبدع المعيد المحيي المميت الحي القيوم الواجد الماجد الواحد الصمد القادر المقتدر المقدم المؤخر الأول الآخر الظاهر الباطن الوالي المتعالي البار التواب المنتكم العفو الرؤوف مالك الملك ذو الجلال والإكرام المقسط الجامع الغني المغني المانع الضار النافع النور الهادي البديع الباقي الوارث الرشيد الصبور الذي ليس كمثله شيء وهو السميع البصير اللهم صل أفضل الصلاة على أسعد المخلوقات كسيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم عدد معلوماتك ومداد كلماتك Lighten the future, share the wisdom to the spirit of Islam. Revelation and reason shall excel, shall prevail. Merging faith and knowledge, we, the Khalifa, we will fulfill the amanah. Together we make the world a better place. Forever expand the culture of Iqra. IUM is to realize the meaning of Ramadan al-Amin. Together we make the world a better place. Forever expand the culture of Iqra. IUM is to realize the meaning of mercy to all worlds for mankind.
I would like to invite Brother Daniel for the Dua recitation.
وقال ربكم ادعوني استجب لكم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم أنت السلام ومنك السلام وإليك يعود السلام وحينا ربنا بالسلام. يا سلام سلمنا أجمعين وجعلنا من عبادك الصالحين. Oh Allah, we beg the of all good things which pertains to this day and days hereafter and seek the protection from all evil which pertains to this day and the hereafter. Allahumma ya Allah, on this glorious day, in conjunction with the opening ceremony of our family day, we uphold our hands to pray gratefully to thank on your infinite favor to us till we can live in peace and harmony to perform our task as your servants, O Allah. We ask your blessing to make this occasion in success. Allahumma ya hayyu ya qayyum ya zal jalali wal ikram. You are the mercy of the mercies and you are the Lord of the universe. Give us mercy from your presence and shed for us right conduct in our flight. We ask you for knowledge which is beneficial and sustenance which is good and deeds which are acceptable. O Allah, help us to remember you, to thank you, and to worship you in the best of manners. Forgive us, have mercy upon us, guide us, give us health, and grant us sustenance. O Allah, on this day, make my fast the fast of those who fast sincerely, and my standing up in prayer of those who stand up in prayer obediently. Awaken me indeed from the sleep of the headless, and forgive me of my sins, O God of the world, and forgive me, O one who forgives the sinners. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Amin amin ya rabbal alamin. Thank you Brother Daniel for the Dua recitation. Before we start, note to all students and participants, do follow us on Instagram, our Instagram, sec.cfsiium, all in small letter. And for CFS students, we will provide the attendance link in the comment section for you to fill for star points. Please take note. Thank you. Let's officially start now. Okay, for those who are confused about what is Town Hall, Town Hall is a meeting that is usually organized by a company's management to meet and connect with their employees. So, this Town Hall was coordinated by the SEC as a way for us to introduce ourselves in more detail and in hope that this session can help CFS students to understand the real purpose of the Students Coordination Committee as an organization. And later, we will have a Q&A session. So if you have any question about us or management, Do write them in the comment section. Without further ado, I would like to pass the floor to our Deputy Dean, Brother Typhoon Hisham Bitaib, for the welcoming remarks.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much to Sister Hawa. The most respected, the SCC advisor, Brother Zainal, the president of SCC, Brother Amzar, for the session 2020 and 2021, to all SCC main board, student leaders, and to all my dear students of CFS. Alhamdulillah, let us pray to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for His blessing and rahmah. We still can be able to communicate with each other. We even during this very challenging time. I believe after so many weeks and months that you are being online, online discussion, online program with very minimum movement, just sitting on your chair, communicating with your friends, communicating with your lecturers. Now we be able to communicate more after some of you have already been in campus due to the needs of labs, studios, and special equipment. So we have more program in campus, inshallah. First, let's begin the story of SEC. As we know that from the introduction, SEC is more to representing the students in the student activities. During those days, in the early years of Center for Foundation Studies, where initially we were first known as IIUM Matriculation Center, which are being moved from one place to another, from Subang Jaya, and then from Lembah Pantai, and then to Petaling Jaya, and then finally we are now at our permanent campus in a very beautiful Gambang Valley, surrounding with very greeny, hilly area with the wild animals, to be friend with, but not to be get me wrong, you must be careful on dealing with those creatures. Now, the history of SEC initially during our time in Matriculation Center is known as the Matriculation Students Representative Council, and then later on it was when we changed our name to Foundation Center, they changed also their name to Foundation Student Council. And then during those days, during our time in the Matriculation Center, to choose the students, we have to conduct an election to choose the student leaders. During that time, all the students are preparing their manifesto, start to campaigning, and then finally the students start to cast their votes during those days. It is a history then. Why? Because during those time we have more time to conduct this election. Because why? In those days, the students have 2 years time in campus. So that's why during that time it is worth it for us to conduct the general election to select the students leaders. You can ask more on this matter to Zainal. I believe he have experienced this during his time. Maybe he was the one who casting the vote for the students in the Matriculation Center. Now, SEC as the purpose, as we know, some of you might ask, so what is the difference between the previous generation of student council and the student coordination committee in our current session? Now, one of the main reasons that we transform the leadership to SEC is to have so that the student leaders have more focus on the student development in managing, in coordinating the students program, beside representing the students in other issues especially pertaining to the welfare, pertaining to the problems on facilities and etc. So that is why we transform the leadership to SEC. So hopefully with this, all of you have this what you call in mind, have a good understanding the role of SEC, where the main purpose is to focus on the student development, to our programs, to our activities and etc. Of course, coordinated by the students leadership training unit under Brother Zainal. Now, brothers and sisters, what we should look into is the future. Look into the future. Why? We must be able to communicate. We must able to manage the future challenges. So this, I like to advise to all of you that we must try to develop a new generation of leadership during this COVID-19. Because while looking at the current situation, we have no choice but to be prepared for us to go through this the new norm of life, especially in the sphere of the students' development. The new generation of leadership, what I mean, is the one who should be able to organize, to be creative to the future challenges. Because why nowadays, as we know, students are starting to feel very worried because why some of your friends already communicating with us that they have a very difficult time to continue their online learning, online program and whatsoever. Some of them already declare they have this very stressful situation. So that is why the student leaders must play their role in this matter. To develop your peers so that they should be able to become a new generation of leadership, not about the leadership of the higher altitude, but just to be leadership of themselves, which is they should be able to manage their challenges during this pandemic era. To be a good leader in this new era, meaning that this, it must be strong, not just in a soft skill, but also be able to manage their mental strength during this pandemic era. And then the most important point that I like to address here is the future challenges of how to face the new norm of student program. As we know, nowadays they have this so many online competition, not just online games such as PUBG and Mobile Legend, but other than that, already they're converting into online program, much more creative, much more challenging, especially for example the debates already conducting online. So more university are participating in the debates. Sometimes we never heard such university, because why those days for the one who to join the debate competition, they have to come up with the big budget. But now when they conduct is online with the minimum budget, so many institutions can join the debate competition. So many talented students from other unknown institution already coming in, showing their talent. So this is the challenge, online competition pertaining to debates. So we must be prepared on this. We must be stronger than what we have now. And then the other debate competitions such as innovative science technology competition, they are also conducting this online. So I like to urge all of you, the SEC, to guide our students to be prepared with the online competition. So we don't want to be left behind with to other institutions. Because why, as our team of the university, which is leading the way with the 4 core values, with the Khalifah, Amanah, Iqra, and Rahmatan Alamin, which is with the short connotation of higher, we should be able to lead the rest of the leaders in our region. So that is why please look on this matter seriously, how for us to prepare ourselves in the future for the online competition. Everything mostly will be online, innovative debates, pantun, arts program. So please, I hope that This time around, we can have a good team in participating in the online challenges for the students program, conducted and organized by other institutions. So as we know that, for your information, last year, the Ministry of Higher Education already have a very serious meeting with the university's leadership in Malaysia pertaining to the future learning online learning, because why they are looking forward due to the current situation whereby the art student will continue their online learning as long as the pandemic is around. So that is why this very serious note that you must address to your friends, especially the ones in the arts program. Please be prepared, brothers and sisters, because why we not know when this pandemic will over. Because why, as long as this pandemic is around, so the ministry, the governments urging all the arts program to be online, to be fully online. So that is why, please, yes, we hope for the best, but please prepare for the worst. We are hoping, I know that all the arts program are looking forward to be on campus, especially when they enter the degree program. But please not to forget, as long as the pandemic is here, all the program that can conduct online, the ministry have urged it to be continue to be online. So yes, we hope everyone to be in campus, but then please be prepared for the worst until the pandemic is over, especially for the art student program. So that are the things that have been discussed in a higher level, in ministry level, in university level. So please address this to your friend, because they must be prepared for the worst case scenario. Even when you go to degree, they cannot enter the campus because why? It was not allowed by the ministry. As long as far as the ministry is concerned, as long if the program can be conducted online, it must be continue as it is online. So that is what these are the things that I think must be looked upon for, among you, especially to address this kind of thing to your friends. And finally, please take advantage of this pandemic era. I believe that although you are online, so then please be prepared. Because a good leader is someone who can address their substance. Do a lot of reading. You know, when you do a lot of reading, then you can address your point, your opinion strongly. So equip yourself. Do a little bit writing. You know, if you be able to write a book, write a book. This is the time, you know, to establish yourself with a good quality of leadership. Because why? A good quality of leadership is the one who can address a very strong opinion based on his knowledge and his facts and figures. So equip yourself. Take this advantage of this so many online resources to become a good communicator, to become a good preacher. You know, equip yourself with all these soft skills. This is the time. You manage maybe your channel, your YouTube channel, Instagram channel. So we want to see more IIM student to be on the center stage of the social media. So that's one reason if you find that our Usrah syllabus urging the students, asking the students to create their own online CV, you know. So that's one of the purposes. Please take this advantage to equip yourself, upgrade yourself, do a lot of reading, try to improve your soft skills, your communicating skills, your writing skill, and try to be yourself in the center stage again at the social media. So I hope that these are the points that can be considered by the SEC and student leaders and also the views of students. So with this, I hope that everyone to be patient, you know, focus, prepare yourself, be strong, you know, always pray to Allah, ask to seek the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and of course, you must put your full effort to become a new generation of leadership during this pandemic era. So again, thank you very much everyone. Congratulations for having this very good platform of discussion. I'd like to thank for giving me some time to address a few points, a few ideas and suggestions. And thank you very much for the rest of the audience who participate here in this discussion. I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, may this today's discussion, tonight discussion, can produce a very fruitful result, inshallah, for the benefits of all the students and for the developments to produce new generations of students among the CFS. With that, thank you very much. I officially announce that this program begins and hopefully will go smooth. Uh, please make sure discuss with full akhlaq, full manners. Uh, Practice yourself with the good communicating as a student leaders. So with that, thank you very much. I'd like to end my speech with wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Brother Typhoon Hisham, for the encouraging and wonderful speech. Now, I would like to invite the Assistant Director of the Leadership and Training Unit, Brother Zainul, for the speech.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Is my voice clear? Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi washabihi ajmain. Okay, to our respected Deputy Dean of Student Development and Community Engagement, to the President and High Committee of Student Coordination Committee of Center for Foundation Studies, and also to all President of Clubs, MRC, and also student of the center who watch this town hall session. Alhamdulillah, thank you very much for SEC in this good initiative to conduct a town hall session, even though that we are in a virtual mode. Okay. Previously, we have a plan to do this town hall session in physical mode, but due to the pandemic, this session being converted into a virtual one. But inshallah, even though it is virtual, I hope that this program can give a benefit to all participants who watch and participate in this town hall session. All right, on behalf of Leadership and Training Unit, nothing much that I can say because all the things have been said by the Deputy of Student Development and Community Engagement on the establishment of the Student Coordination Committee, on its history. Okay, so historically, the changing of name to Student Coordination Committee is on 2017 and up until now. Okay, the LTU or Leadership and Training Unit is the secretariat who are in charge to supervise and also to monitor on the selection, on the appointment of a student coordination committee. Okay, as being told before by Brother Typhoon Hisham Taib, that before this we have an election, some sort of general election process to select our leader from a non-academic based society and also academic based society to represent all students in the campus. But due to shorten of the period of studies among all students, which is from 2 years to 1 year, the election process is not suitable for that. Okay, so enough on the history. Let me enlighten all of the viewers and all the participants on what is LTU is all about. Okay, one of the main tasks or main role of Leadership and Training Unit is to encourage student active participation in co-curricular activities. By meaning co-curricular activities is non-credited co-curricular activities. Okay, by using platform and services provided, such as clubs and societies that we have in the centers. Okay, by that we want to nurture student leadership and also soft skill in various aspects. Okay, another thing, our role is to conduct training for all leaders. All leaders have attended before, which we call management course for student leaders. and we are also the secretariat for Student Program Approval Committee. And also we are in charge in updating and reviewing the guideline for all the student activities, which we are liaising or in connection with the Office of the Deputy Rector of Student Development and Community Engagement. And also we are being tasked to manage the record of the office bearers and profile of all the leaders of club and societies. And also we are in charge of the constitution, the registration of new societies, and also the appointment of advisors of the club. Okay, so if you have a problem with all non-credited co-curricular activities, please come to the office and have a consultation with leadership and training unit regarding program or activities that you want to conduct. Okay. Another thing is my suggestion is for you to have, for any office bearers of the club, to have a consultation, active consultation with your advisor, which means the advisor of the club itself. Okay, moving on to the Student Coordination Committee. As I said before, that SEC is under the supervision of Leadership and Training Unit, and also Office of the Deputy Dean of Student Development and Community Engagement. Okay, the role of SEC is to become an effective platform in disseminating of information, policies and procedures of the universities, not only on program, but the university itself. Okay, and also the role of SEC is to champion in promoting and practicing Islamic values in all student activities, and also to provide platform for students in discussing matters related to the student affairs with the CFS management. As we all know, as I want you, all the participants of this program, to know that SEC is the bridge that connects students to the management itself. Okay. And another thing for another task for SEC is to discuss among all members, which consists of MRCs, presidents, and High Committee of Club and Society, to preparing almanac for the whole year on the program. Okay. For your information, SEC or Student Coordination Committee is not the same with the student union in the main campus, but SEC function is somewhat like a support group for Office of Deputy Dean, Student Development Community Engagement. Okay. It's come to light that there is a question that the selection of, or the election of SEC is not democratic, or there are some dictatorship in it, but it is not. Actually, the selection is going through the process of election during the AGM itself. We select all the high committees from all the club and societies to submit a form to become an SEC of the center. Okay. So in SEC itself, there are around around 7 bureaus, which is education, da'wah and discipline. We have welfare, communication and publication, education, sports, community services, and also entrepreneurship. So please get to know your representative, and if you have problem or if you have suggestion in conducting a program or any event or any training, please propose to them, and they will communicate with us in leadership and training unit. Okay. So another reminder during this pandemic era, there are students in the campus and also there are students at home. So as we mentioned before, there are a lot of online programs, online competition and online events. So even though it is online, please follow the guideline and also please follow the procedure that have been outlined in order to make sure that your program can be conducted smoothly. Okay, one of the purpose is your program to be endorsed by the center and also all the participants are entitled to get the star point that they are entitled to. Okay, and also another reminder, try your best for president of club and society to follow the niche of your society in conducting program because it is to avoid redundancy of program. Okay, if you want to voice your opinion, your suggestion, as I mentioned before, please connect yourself with student coordination committee and please use the correct and official platform to voice your opinion instead of using unofficial one. Okay, uh, and I think with that, enough for me because I believe that after this, each and everyone from SEC will introduce themselves. So with that, wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay.
Thank you, Brother Zainul, for the speech. Before we continue our introduction session, I would like to remind to all CFS students, if you guys have any question, you can just write in the comment section. And for all the participant, don't forget to follow our Instagram and subscribe our YouTube channel. Okay. Here begins the highlight for today's event. I would like to invite all of our committees to introduce themselves as well as their job scope for each position. Let's start with our enthusiastic President, Brother Amza, and our lovely Vice President, Sister Shafika.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Am I audible? Okay. Um, First of all, Assalamualaikum again, and a very, very good evening to our Deputy Dean of Student Development and Community Engagement, Sir Taifun Isham bin Taib, the Assistant Director of Leadership and Training Unit, Brother Zainul Abidin bin Ibrahim, to all the members of Students' Coordination Committee, and also not forget all students who has spent their time, who has spent their energy in this night of Ramadan. We really, really appreciate that. Okay. First of all, to introduce myself, okay, you can go to the next slide. So to introduce myself, my name is Muhammad Amzar Hakimi bin Muhammad Khair, and I am the president of Students' Coordination Committee. So a bit about myself, I'm from Johor, okay, the state that just lost yesterday, and I am the last of the two siblings. And aside from being the president of Students' Coordination Committee, I'm also the vice president of Lances Society. The Land Society consists of two courses, which is Benel and Bar. And currently, I am taking the foundation in English, or people would call them Benel. As you can see, my favorite quote is "Never look down, never give up." Why? Because I feel like when I'm holding on to this quote, I can go through any challenges. I mean, when I believe that any challenges can be overcome, any problem can be faced, because rainbow only comes after the storm, and that's what I believe. And with that, inshallah, I'll persevere through any problems and any challenges, and I want the energy to be the same to all the SEC members. Okay, to the next slide. So, job scope. What is SEC? People might be wondering and people might be asking. Today, I'll be briefly explaining to you what is SEC's job scope. So first and foremost, SEC's job scope, or Students' Coordination Committee's job scope, is to manage students' programs and events we as the Students' Coordination Committee are responsible in overseeing programs and events of other societies in CFS IIUM, be it the academic-based society ke non-academic-based society, the support group, the martial arts, or any societies. We are to oversee them and to give them advice on what to do or what not to do, or how to conduct a program. Maybe in this second semester and the third semester we have to do the online mode or the hybrid mode, so we are to advise them on what to do and what not to do about the program. Other than that, we are also to conduct our own center program, which is as of now we are trying to conduct our Ramadan series. We are ongoingly conducting the Ramadan series. So Ramadan series is a program where where we compile a lot of spiritual events and programs. So I hope all students can join. And also we will be conducting a lot of other center programs. So I hope that the students can participate. So other than that, during the semester break, the last semester break, we, the Students' Coordination Committee, have already conducted a few meetings with all the presidents of other society, with all the representative of the other society regarding the programs and events. So maybe it is safe to say that the semester 3 will be enjoyable, at the same time educational, and also we will be ensuring you that there will be a lot of entertaining and a very great events and programs waiting for you in the semester 3 from all the societies in CFS IUM Gambang. As the second job scope of being an SCC is to act as a bridge connecting between students and management. But why a bridge? Okay, as you can see, a bridge is a connector. And so, just like that, we, the SEC, the Students' Coordination Committee, is to act as a connector between the students and management. First, to relay informations. Of course, information is the most important things of all. We, as the SEC, are to relay a legitimate and official statement, official information, official notice from the management. And we also, the SEC, are responsible in denying any false information that may be caused by some misunderstanding or maybe assumptions from some sites. Other than that, acting as a bridge means that we, as the Students' Coordination Committee, is to manage students' welfare and bring students' concern to the higher ups, which means that um, if the students comes to us and say that they have a problem, we are responsible in advising them on what to do or who to refer to resolve their problems, maybe regarding the CFS management or regarding the welfare of the students themselves, maybe their well-beings or something. And we as the SEC are responsible on taking care of those problems. So that's the job scope of an SEC. What is my job scope? So as the president of Students' Coordination Committee, I am responsible in leading this group of exceptional leaders. You know, SEC are constructed by a lot of presidents and vice president or high committee of other societies, and they come from various backgrounds. And here exists them in under one group called SEC, and I am the president of them. I am to lead and to conduct them, and I am to ensure that they have no problem in executing their tasks. And other than that, I'm also the main decision maker in SEC, which means that before referring to the higher ups, maybe before they take any action, before they blast any informations, they are to ask me about anything. And also, if they have any question, I am the one that they have to refer to. Also, they can refer to the brother Zainal, which is our advisor. But other than that, I am the main decision maker in Students' Coordination Committee. So I think, as you can see at the other contribution section, I'm also leading the students as frontliner for quarantine student in semester 1, and I am also the program manager for language awareness campaign. I think that's the other contribution section. Other than that, I don't think there are anything more that I want to say. It's just that being an SEC for me is a very challenging job, but even though it is hard, even though it is challenging, we as the SCC member find ourselves enjoying the the challenge that comes with the name, because we knew when we are coming to the interview, we knew what we are coming for. We knew how big of a responsibility that we will be holding. But Alhamdulillah, we have gone through 2 semesters, and inshallah we will try to be a better leader for you guys, not just here, not just ends here, maybe in the main campus and also to the future. I, the president of Students' Coordination Committee, here express my utmost gratitude to all of you guys again, for spending your time, spending your night, spending your Ramadan night, to join our program. That's all from me. Thank you.
All right, thank you to Amza, the president of SEC. Hi and Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Nur Shafika Kamaruddin, and you can just call me Shaf or Shafika. I'm the student from Foundation in Law. So I am the vice president of Student Coordination Committee. Other than that, I also hold the position as the vice president of Orators. And in my life, I hold these quotes: with every difficulty, it surely is. Actually, this quote is from Surah Al-Shah, Inna Allah ma'al usri yusra, which means this is one of promise that Allah has already give to us, that with every difficulty that we have been through in our life, there must be some way or some ease for us to go through that things in our life. So I believe that whenever we do, as long as we have the niyat lillahi ta'ala, we can do that with easily, and also we can always find a way to get through it. So yeah, and it also being a symbolic to the SEC, which means we are the committee that will try our best to ease or to make sure that the coordination or your welfare of the students in the CFS IIUM, that we can help as much as we want. So if you have any suggestion or you have any questions after this regarding ACC coordination programs or anything regarding CFS IIUM, you can just contact me at Gmail or my phone number, as long it is a work related. All right, so next. All right, so I'll just make it simple and precise regarding the job scopes of the Vice President of ACC, or the the High Committee of the Student Coordination Committee. First, we will oversee the internal operations. So other than oversee the universities movement or informations, we also oversee internal operation. For example, first, to ensure that the student coordination committee itself, maximizing their performance, to ensure that all the bureau could play a significant role in doing their works or doing their programs under their bureau. Second is to make sure that the student coordination committee can achieve the visions and mission of the CFS IUM itself. So this is the two main things that we can explain about oversee internal operations. Second is about the helping to build strong communications and also relationship between, first, the student coordination committee with the students. Second, from SEC and also management, and also we are the one who need to build strong communication with management and also the students. So these three stakeholders is one of the main stakeholders in CFS IUM. So the SEC play a big role to make sure that we have a strong communication and relationship to ensure that all the movements and also coordination in CFS IUM can run smoothly. All right. So third, this is like the most significant job scopes of the Vice President of Student Coordination Committee, which is being a second in command of President. First, I need, as the Vice President of Student Coordination Committee, need to support and help in managing committee, Student Coordination Committee, to make sure that we have a strong communication relationship, because in order for us to work in a team, we need to have a good relationship regarding in the team itself. So it is our responsibility as the high committee to ensure that we have that kind of environment, that work environment. Second is to make sure that I am ready to step in whenever the president is unavailable. And third is to make sure that we involve in discussing matter related to the university so that we have the information. If you ask any question, we can just ask that question accurately and rightly, because that is the real function of the SEC itself. So as the high committee, we are the one that need to know all of these things in order to give accurate information to all of you. So the past contribution will be the program manager for language awareness campaign, and also we also give a platform for all ABS societies and also for all the society and club in CFS IIUM by holding a president caucus 1.0 and 2.0. So I think that is the short explanation about job scope. If you have any question, you can just ask in the Q&A session later. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you, Brother Amza and Sister Shafika. Now we will continue our introduction session with our most passionate secretary, Brother Adib, and our diligent treasurer, Sister Nai.
All right, thank you, Sister Hawa, or Sister Chairperson, for today. Am I audible? All right, thank you very much. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you first and foremost, Deputy Dean of Student Development and Community Engagement, Sir Taifun Hisham, Brother Zainal Abidin Ibrahim, our Assistant Director of Leadership and Training Unit, fellow respectable members of the Students' Coordination Committee, presidents and main boards of other societies, and also fellow students of Center for Foundation Studies IUM. First and foremost, I am very, very thankful tonight for this golden opportunity given for all of our SEC members to delegate and introduce ourselves or line up, which most of our colleagues in campus are actually questioning of who are these significant figures who hold these positions in the Center for Foundation Studies. Okay, so first and foremost, let me introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Adib Syamil bin Bahri. Feel free to just call me Adib. I am taking Foundation in Allied Health Science. So currently in CFS, I'm holding 3 positions. First is the Secretary of the Students' Coordination Committee. Secondly, the President of the Environment and Nature Club, YNC. And last but not least, the Financial Controller of the Mala Representative Committee of Mala Al-Zarawi. So some of you guys who have already known me, I am quite a workaholic of a person. I like working in situations where we can join together forces, not only within the SEC members, but also with other clubs and societies, which I believe is a core structure of what working together as a team means about. All right. So I just want to quote this really interesting quote that I think back when I was in primary school, keep moving forward. For those who have watched Disney's Meet the Robinsons, I think it's quite an old movie back in the good old days. I kind of got stuck with the quote of keep moving forward, because in life, we cannot deny the fact that sometimes we face problems, we face obstacles that nevertheless, we fall into a state of hardship, or sometimes we feel about giving up. But throughout my whole life, growing up in Kuantan, Pahang, my life has always been struck with multitudes of possibilities and questions that sometimes I just feel like, oh, is this worth taking the path of? So keep moving forward is my diligent motto of going to say that even though anything happens, regardless of the destruction that happens beyond you, your past, or even any problems relating with your colleagues, your family, or even anybody, make sure that you always remember the one and only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Bring forward your life into submission, and always remember that regardless of anything that happens, Allah has planned the very best for all of us. Okay? So for those other students in campus, if you want to contact me via SEC or also as the Environment and Nature Club, or even the Mahala itself, or Mala Zarawi, feel free to contact me via my number 016-364-0903, or kindly email me at my official email at adib.shahmi@live.ium.edu.my. All right, so moving on to the next slide. All right. So here I would like to entertain three main job scopes of which my office presides over. First and foremost, in terms of management, my office, I implement the administrative procedures for student-related matters, especially student programs and events. This is in relation to the programs, proposed programs by all respective societies. For all of you who are quite questioning, especially for those new intakes, in campus, we have a few significant societies such as the Academic-Based Society, the ABS, the Mahalah Representative Committee, the MRC, the other sports and martial arts clubs, which, for example, there's Aikido, Taekwondo, etc. And there's also the social academic clubs, and also last but not least, there are the support groups of respective departments in the administration itself. So basically, as the office of secretary, inshallah, I am the person who is more than happy to entertain any other, not only main boards or presidents, but also respective members of society in CFS to further on the discussion of organizing programs such as that, especially if you hear joint programs with SEC, for example, the ongoing program, the Ramadan series, it is a joint collaboration of around 9 societies organizing our programs throughout Ramadan. And in my office, we help to administer and oversee these programs, making the proposals, preparing the speakers form, and also working out with other members in the organizing and working committee in making sure that these programs attend to the procedures outlined by the leadership and training unit and also by the OD SDCE. Okay. So moving on to the second point, which is the documentation. So basically, I think this is the most common and most important job scope of a secretary, which is to maintain effective records and administration in regards to the Students' Coordination Committee correspondence and organization of documents, databases, and filing system. So in order to have, I think, a good society, a good organization is that we have to have an organized and in order documentation, such as the details, the statistics, and also all of these important job scopes of what other members do and what do we have to attend to. So one of the most, I think, very prominent platforms that we've used is with the Bureau of Education, which we conducted a survey on the effectiveness of remote teaching and learning for semester 2. So Alhamdulillah, under our offices, we are currently working on the report, the survey report, the full survey report of the statistics and the data, which we will be presenting it to the administration. And inshallah, once finished, we will also provide it to the students for reference as well, because inshallah, under our office, under the SEC, we promote what we call as transparent organization, a transparent management, on which we want everybody, not leaving anyone behind, everyone to be welcome in our society and know that we are working towards a better and conducive environment for everybody. Okay, so inshallah, documentation, we work not only for proposals, not only for reports or minute meetings, but also anything in regards to data and statistics that we want to provide a good structure of what the SEC is working about. The third job scope I want to talk about is in terms of communications. So as a secretary, the office coordinates the internal and external affairs of the Students' Coordination Committee and liaising them to respective departments. So as that we know that, for example, inviting respective administrators or even, for example, other prominent or foreign instructors or organizations, the office of the secretary works towards a two-way communication, a very engaging and approaching communication, not only between the Students' Coordination Committee members, but also with the LTU, with the OD SDCE, inshallah, with the ODAL under the Bureau of Education, with the Central Amenities Unit, CAU, the Sports Unit, and etc. So these working figures of the internal and external workings of the Students' Coordination Committee ensures that as the Students' Coordination Committee, even though we are not directly elected into our offices, we want to make sure that every department, that every student is interconnected, that we are all a big family in Center for Financial Studies, and we want to we want to let you know that we are working our very best in ensuring a very comprehensive and well-informed society, circumnavigating announcements, special announcements, especially in the new norm of the global pandemic, inshallah, with a very good and effective communication network. We are always attending to the latest and important announcements made by the administration. Okay, so next slide. Right. So the performance goals, for those who are questioning what are performance goals. So basically performance goals are objectives that are which are expected to be achieved within a certain period of time. And for the Students' Coordination Committee, for a tenure of 1 academic year, which is around 3 semesters, it is very important to make sure that our year here in CFS is made to our very best and that we can create an impact for all students and also staff on campus. So first and foremost, the student programs, to manage student proposed programs and events and cataloging them in the official almanac. So what in the office of the secretary is doing is that we catalog each and every proposed programs by the clubs and societies, from the ABS, from the MRC, support groups, all of those are cataloged based on the programs that are organized, and also we catalog them into the official almanac. So the official almanac catalogs all the programs that are within the period of 1 academic calendar, and this helps to keep track of what programs are organized and brings into importance that these programs are what we are offering, not only from the SEC but also from the other societies as well. Secondly, in terms of networking, we want to develop a strong connection and engagement in student administration in dealing with student-related matters. In a campus of 3,000 students, it's almost impossible to say that we can know each and every one of these students. But inshallah, with good networking, with good information transfer, circumnavigating all that we know, all that we want to connect each and every one of our colleagues, brothers and sisters, a good network and platform will serve as a great initiative for us in surviving our 1 year here in CFS. And last but not least, as I mentioned before, in terms of transparency, we want to provide a transparent and accountable management of the Students' Coordination Committee in building trust foundations among students and administration. We want to let you know that we are here to help you. So please help us to help you, because with a transparent management, with an engaging and holistic approach and development by the students for the students, we will go forward into a more innovative and also attending to which the sustainable development goals, to which building an integrated and very harmonious and peaceful society among us all. So I think that's all from me. The Office of Secretary welcomes everybody, regardless of presidents, club societies, or even other students, in working together, because inshallah, under our office, we want to promote a more connected and networked society between us all, inshallah. So I think that's all from me. Thank you, and I yield back to Sister Chairperson. Thank you very much.
All right. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Am I audible? All right. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Naida Nafisa binti Muhammad Zarkashi, and I'm from Miri Sarawak, but currently living in Ampang, Selangor. So I'm currently taking foundation in law in CFS IIUM. But first of all, I just want to clarify to everybody, I'm not an officer from the finance department or lecturer that handle financial matters as perceived by some students in Telegram or my personal DMs. Okay, I'm the treasurer for the Students Coordination Committee, SCC, Vice President of the Red Crescent Club, RCC, and Assistant Head of Leadership and Education for Law Student Society, MILEX. Okay, in terms of my motto or my favorite quote, I would say that for the past few years, I have lived by the guiding principle of there is learning in everything, meaning that whatever life gives you, be it difficult tasks or the simplest assignments, there has got to be a reason or hikmah why Allah arranged them to happen in that way. For example, this is my first time becoming a treasurer in my whole life, and I never expect to be one. So should I be scared in the first place? No, because this is part of the learning process, and if we think logically, we can never name a person in this world who knows everything by default. Okay, so at the end of the day, I believe that this learning journey truly depends on us, whether we want to view new tasks as a burden or opportunity to learn new things. All right, next. So if we are talking about my portfolio, I would say that it mainly revolves around 4 things. First, preparing financial reports for center programs. For example, Language Awareness Campaign, Ramadan series, and others. And second, giving advice or assist treasurer from all societies on the financial report and allocation of budgets. For example, the payment for speakers, refunds, reimbursement, and cash advancement. I believe that maybe for treasurer, they will be more familiar with these terms, okay? Because this is our work nature. So moving on to the most controversial part, which is Bantuan Kewangan Asasi or BKA, and also the student's fee. I believe that for BKA and student's fee, my role is more significant as the liaison between the students of CFS IIUM and the finance department, meaning that I have to answer all their questions and also make periodically consultation with the office. For example, when is the date for them to receive the allowance, all the special cases, and answering all their inquiries, not only from the students, but also from the parents, okay? Especially, I would say during the registration phase, but in semester 1. So same goes with the students' fee. I will try my best to answer all related questions and remind the students on the outstanding fees, especially when it is near to the examination period. All right, next. So moving on to some of my past work. I think for the slide next. All right. Moving on to some of my past work. First of all, I was part of the committee, or frequently referred as frontliner, for management of COVID-19 quarantine students, but in semester 1. And I would say that, generally speaking, it's a tough job, but the experience isn't something that you can get anywhere. So Alhamdulillah, actually between us, the committees of frontliner, in fact, we become much closer until now. And I was actually looking forward to working again with the team this semester, but Allah has better plan for me. Hashtag art students missing the campus. So next, I was the program coordinator for the mock parliament that was held recently using online mode. And my hope is that for the upcoming tenure or organizing committee, hopefully they can hold the event physically in the Al-Khawarizmi Hall, since I feel like it is so much fun or interactive that way. Okay, so I mean, inshallah. And last part is that I am part of the committee for the Adrenaline Rush. It is a joint virtual run event between the Medical Sciences Student Society, MEDSI, and then SEC, and also the Foundation Club of University Tenaga Nasional Unit 10. So the program itself isn't passed yet. In fact, it is currently ongoing right now. So I would like to invite all of you to grab the opportunity to join the virtual run, inshallah. I believe that is all from me. So thank you so much, and Ramadan Kareem. I yield back to the sister chairperson, Sister Hawa. Thank you.
Okay, welcome. Thank you for the wonderful speech from Brother Adib and Sister Naim. Next, we will continue the introduction with our most reliable bureaus. And I would like to remind to all participants and students of CFSIIUM that some of us will introduce themselves using a pre-recorded video due to some unavoidable reason. So, all the bureaus, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Sister Hawa. Assalamualaikum and hello to everyone. My name is Nurul Najwa binti Muhammad Najib, and people often just refer to me as Najwa, so that will be the name I go by to make things easier for you. I'm in charge of the Bureau of Dakwah and Discipline in SEC, and my partner in Bureau of Dakwah and Discipline is Radha Ibadur Rahman. I'm currently taking my third semester in Tourism Planning and Hospitality Management under the Kuliah of Language and Management. I am also the president of Amethyst Society. If you have any inquiries, you may contact me through my email or my phone number. Just like everyone else, I'll be going through life with ups and downs too. What makes me strong through all these 19 years of living is that I have a motto that goes challenges are what makes life interesting, and overcoming them is what makes life meaningful. It helps in my works and strengthening me in my everyday life. Hope it can help you too at some point. Next slide. Next slide, please. Okay, now I will explain my job scope with being in charge of the Bureau of Dawah and Discipline. My job scope is very specific. I have to make sure that every program conducted in CFS IIUM is done with religious interest in mind, the preservation of ikhtilaf being one of the more prominent aspects. Next, some of my contribution during my time as an SEC member would be working with some of the other bureaus to post hadith of the Prophet every Friday on the official SEC Instagram. And last but not least, being the program manager for the Ramadan series. Now, let me tell you a little insight about Ramadan series. The theme for this event will be embracing the spirit of spiritual liberation, encompassing Islamic obligation. A bit about this event, we'll be collaborating series of events organized weekly, which can be shared among our students and also publicly. Those of which include religious talk and forums, a range of competition based on boosting spiritual heights, inclusive talk on youth empowerment, and charity events. We aim to provide a large platform where students and youth alike can show gratitude during Ramadan. And that's it. Through my experience being in the SEC, I've learned a lot from time management to event organizing. That's all from me, and I hope you have a good day, inshallah. That's all. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, am I audible? Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Raida Binti Rashidi. I'm from Selangor. Currently, I'm pursuing foundation ICT. I am the Bureau of Education of Students Coordination Committee. I am the Vice President of ICT Students Society, known as INTEC. For me, life is short. Don't be stressed. You must enjoy every moment of life. Anything bad happen, find the positive sides and love whatever we are doing. As Bureau of Education, one of my past contributions with my partner, which is Brother Rajab, we make countdown poster for final examination, remind the students about the final examination. If there are any matters regarding the timetable, examination, or anything that you are concerned about, don't hesitate to contact me via email, kedarashid5.com, or WhatsApp me at 014-850-334. Or you can contact other representatives of Students Coordination Committee so that we can help you to clear out your concerns. The job scope for my bureau will be explained by Brother Raja. That's all from me. Thank you. I pass back the floor to the moderator.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. So my name is Carol Amirin bin Samsudin. Currently, and I am in the foundation in Econs, which is Economic and Science Management. So I'm in the Office of Social and Community Service of Student Coordination Committee, and I'm also the President of Pertubuhan Kebajikan Islam Malaysia, which is PERKIM. And my favorite quotes that I hold in my life is you can either experience the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. The choice is yours. As we know, our journey is so long, so the choice is on ours on how whether we want to surrender or we want to go through along the journey of our life. So the next slide. So basically, the job scope for the social and community service is we have to do or to plan a program regarding the charity work. But due to the COVID-19 and due to the other challenges, the program that we want to make it is such difficult for us. So first one, we helping the other high comps in the student coordination committee. For the example, which is I become the working task force in the language awareness campaign, which is I'm the program coordinator for that particular program. Besides that, in this video, we also handling about the regarding matters on the social engagement, which is the engagement between the societies and with the outsider. And one of the most contribution, that the biggest contribution for me is I become the main task force regarding the student isolation, especially during the returning students. And currently, I'm the main committee. I am the head for the task force for the frontliners in handling the returning student for the first batch till the third batch. So that's all from me. Thank you very much.
Alright, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Am I audible? Right.
Yes.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, I would like to thank you, the Master of Ceremony, for letting me to speak on this night. First of all, I would like to start with a little introduction of myself. So, my name is Muhammad Hazim bin Mahmud. I am from Kota Baru, Kelantan, currently studying foundation in ICT. My position in this organization is I am one of the PUBPROS, Publication and Promotion, for Students Coordination Committee. I am also known as the President of Creative Multimedia Club. So that's a little information about me. Any inquiries, you can contact me using the email or contact number shown in the slide. Um, my motto in life is yesterday was history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That's why they call it the present. If you all know, this is a quote by Master Oogway from the movie Kung Fu Panda. So next slide. Right. So without further ado, let's get right into my job scopes. As one of the PUBPROs in Students Coordination Committee, I am mainly the one who is in charge for the photography and video for SEC. Basically, I am the one who captures or documents the main events held by SEC or CFS in general. As we all know, due to the pandemic, most of it are digital. Secondly, I am the one who is in charge on making the main posters for important events held by SEC. This promotional poster is made then distributed through IG, Twitter, WhatsApp, or YouTube. This ensures the students at CFS knows the details of the events held. So finally, let's talk about my past contribution. So what are my past contributions? So one of my past contributions was I decided to make a group that is filled with all PUBPROs from every single club um, or society in CFS called PUBPROs of CFS IIUM. The main purpose of this group was to help spread events or notice easily for the PUBPROs without needing to post to every group one by one. Basically, how it works is, for example, let's say Chitra held an event and share it to the group, the PUBPROs of CFS IIUM. They can share it to other groups. Uh, what I mean was, the PUBPROs in the group can share it to their own group. So inshallah, 90% of CFS students will know about the existence of the event without being left out. So I think that is all from me. I'll pass the floor to the next PUBPRO, which is Bro Daniel. Assalamualaikum.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, Lina. Yes, you are.
Assalamualaikum. Hi everyone. So my name is Daniel Imam bin Hassan bin. You can call me Daniel. And right now, currently I'm taking foundation in engineering, and I'm also the builder of publication and promotion for the students coordination committee, and I'm also the vice president of the creative multimedia club. So if you have any inquiry, you can contact me via email or via the contact number you can see at the slide. And my quote is actually, surely the God, which is Allah, is with the patience. So actually, it is familiar sound with ayah in the Quran, just like in Allah ma'as sabirin. So it's, actually, we must do be patient in every tests that we face in every situation. So next is my job scope. So first is the events. For the events, I'm the one who entered the events that have been organized by CFSIIUM and the societies, but those who have collaboration with us only, with the students coordination committee. So I could help them, and I will handle, and I will be responsible to the technical difficulties that have been experienced in any events. So the next one is for the announcement. I'm the one who responsible for the announcement for the CFSIUM, and I'm the one who are handling and monitoring the social media of Students Coordination Committee, such as Instagram, Twitter, but Twitter is not so active. So the more active one is actually Instagram, and also the YouTube account. So inshallah, I'm the one who responsible to handle the true announcement only that will be spread to the social media. And inshallah, I will avoid any fake announcements that what we call as rumors. Inshallah, but I'm trying. Okay. Last but not least, I'm the one who responsible to conduct the quad of the week. So and to provide the motivations to CFS students and to increase the priority in their education as well. So that's all from me. We are going to the next bureau.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Am I audible? Okay, my name is Nur Ishraf Hamizan bin Norizan. I'm from Kedah, Sungai Petani, Kedah. So I am the Bureau Sports of Student Coordination Committee and also the Vice President of Econs. You can call me Chip, as mostly people know me as Chip. So I am currently studying in Economics and Management Science in CFS. So my quotes is choose people who choose you. As you know, like moving in your life, you will find friends, family, enemies. So choose people who want you, who like you, who choose you. Surely, trust me, they will help you in your life. So if you have any questions or you want to contact me about anything, there are my contact details. So next. So as the job scopes of being the Sports Bureau of the Student Coordination Committee, I am responsible for every sport facilities and equipments in CFS, such as gym, stadium, court, um, uh, track and field, and so on. So if you have if you see or have any damage to the sports facilities or equipments, you can contact me or my assistant Hawa, or you can directly contact the sports management in CFS and file a report. So next is we, as the Sports Bureau of SEC, also coordinate every sports competition in university level. As you know, last month we did PUBG selection, PUBG Mobile selection for the to participate in the Asasi competition between the Asasi apa nama dia tu? Pusat asasi yang lain-lain. Okay, so for the upcoming program, the SEC will conduct the mini SMAC, because it is similar with MAC, but it is not every societies will be participate in the mini SMAC. So the date is 4th until 6th June. So if you have any questions or any suggestion, you can contact me or others members of the student coordination committee. And I think that's all from me. Thank you. Passing to the next members of the committee. Thank you.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Fatini Nur Hawa, but you can call me Hawa. And I'm currently studying human science at CFS IIUM. And at CFS, I hold 3 positions. First, I am the Sport Bureau of SEC. And second, I'm also the Sport Bureau for Focus. If you want to know, Focus is an academic-based society for human science. And lastly, I'm the treasurer of PSSGM. PSSGM is the short form for Persatuan Seni Silat Gayung Malaysia, a non-academic-based society. So, I'm from Kuala Lumpur, and I have a quote that keep me motivated until now. The quote is, "Paksa diri jangan manja diri." I love this quote because for me, I love to work harder and harder to achieve what I want in my life. Okay, so there also my email and contact number. If there are any inquiries, you guys can contact me. So next slide. Okay, for my job scope, basically, for Sport Bureau, there is not many job for us to do. So firstly is sport facilities. Um, it's our responsibilities to monitor all the sport facilities to ensure that all students can use the facilities without any injuries or consequences. And second is SMAC. So basically, SMAC is CFS IIUM yearly event that will be organized by SEC, but will be lead by sport bureaus, and we also will be collab with sport unit. So as Brother Ishraf said just now, we will conduct our SMAC event on 4 June until 6 June. So if there's any inquiries or suggestion, you just can contact me or Brother Ishraf or other SEC members. So lastly is LSC. LSC is language awareness campaign that also basically central program for CFS IIUM, and my contribution in LSC is I am the person in charge for Intermahala language quiz. So during this program, it's kind of last minute program, but it's also a great opportunities for me to learn something new. And for me, it's a very successful event, first event that SEC organized. So that's all for me. If there's any inquiries, again, just contact me. Thank you.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Can you hear me? Okay. So, firstly, I would like to say thank you for joining us tonight. So, I'll make it short, not that long. Okay, my name is Nyak Nur Atika binti Nyak Mazan. Most of my friends call me Nyak, Nyak. Nyak. Don't be fooled by the name. I'm from Penang, and I'm an engineering student here. And in SEC, I hold the position as the one and only Bureau of Welfare. And besides that, you can also see me being the treasurer of the Engineering Society Engineers. And as you can see, the quote I put in the slide is, always believe in yourself, do this, and no matter where you are, you will have nothing to fear. It's from the Studio Ghibli's movie Cats Rated. So next slide, please. So my job scope, I'll make it short. My job scope is generally about any problems that needs to be contact to RDW, the Residential Disciplines and Welfare Unit. So mostly for students' problem, I will have to communicate with RDW. And next, some of my contribution is during semester one, I've experienced being one of the frontliners. And before we start our third semester, I've conducted a survey for transportation help needed. And lastly, one of my contribution is me, the Bureau of Welfare. I'm working with Bureau of Publication and Promotion and Bureau of Dakwah and Disciplines on posting weekly quotes on our Instagram account. And last but not least, of course, as an SCC members, I help all of the SCC members in programs such as the Language Awareness Campaign. Thank you.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Hello. Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Farish Putra. Currently, I'm studying Foundation in Economics and Management Science, and my bureau is Bureau of Sponsorship, and I'm also the president of Chitra. So my quote is, too much pleasure is pain, because of, I think I have a too much pleasure time because of due to my very leisure timetable. And yep, but it's okay. Pain leave scars in our heart, so it makes us stronger. Next slide, please. Okay, so I will start my job scope with my past contribution first. So what I have did is I was a person in charge in LSC, Language Awareness Campaign, and actually I am not literally in charge in Khairat for students, but I'm just helping the welfare and finance department due to not so much program in campus, hashtag art student missing the campus. Because of that, there's not so much events that I can help to make a sponsor. I can find a sponsor. So what the next event I will have is CFS Festival, which is I will be the program coordinator for the festival. That's all. Thank you.
All right. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Am I audible? Yes, all right. Okay. Assalamualaikum and a very good evening, first of all, to Brother Zainal Abidin bin Ibrahim, the Assistant Director of Leadership and Training Unit, SCC members, and of course to all students. My name is Muhammad Hakim Abdul Malik. People call me Hakim. Some people call me Kim Handsome, and no, just kidding. All right. I am from Rawang Selangor. I am from Rawang Selangor and currently studying Foundation in English. In Student Coordination Committee, I am from the Office of Entrepreneurship. Now that is for SCC. Outside SCC, I am the Deputy President of Adventure and Recreational Club. So as you can see there, a quote, it's okay if you're not the best, it's not okay if you didn't even try. Now I don't know if I am the one who made up this quote or someone, but it just came to my mind. So basically, what I aspire to be is that we don't actually have to be the best. We don't actually have to be the top in the top always. But at least we try to be one. Inshallah. Next slide, brother Daniel. All right. So first and foremost, for my job scope, obviously handling matters pertaining entrepreneurship in CFS IIUM. So basically, you guys can voice out your concerns on this matter to me, including all types of buying and selling activities on campus, e-shopping, and so on. But considering that I don't really have any power to change any rules of CFS in regard to this matter, I will actually be the bridge, just like Brother Amza has mentioned before. I will be the bridge between students and the administration, and inshallah we will convey the students' problems and concerns to the respective authorities. So inshallah you can contact me through my email or preferably through my WhatsApp number, which have been provided in the previous slide. All right, so that is for the first one. Moving on to the second one is I monitor the CFS online shop, or in short we call it as CFSOS. So as you may or may not know, we have created a Telegram group specifically for young entrepreneurs of CFS. So in this group, we have lots of different types of products. For example, we have foods, we have clothing, etc. So this initiative actually helps CFS students to widen their market. So for example, they can promote their products in the group, so all CFS students can see the product. Whereas only if they promote in their WhatsApp status, so probably just a little amount of customer. So right now we have around 500 members, including people outside CFS actually. So for me, it's a very low number. So I really hope that our students can enter this group. And if you're interested, you can also buy the products from them. As we call it, support local. Okay, so last but not least, I will be the program manager for CFS Festival. So CFS Festival, inshallah, it will be held on the 22nd of May until the 30th of May, which is around 1 month from now actually. So during this period, there will be lots of interesting programs consisting talks, competitions, and inshallah respective societies will open booths of different kinds. But sadly, this is only for students on campus. So we same lah, if we art students, I am also a student, #art student, duduk dekat rumah. Okay, so I invite all students, whether you are at campus or at home, to join activities organized by various societies, and hopefully we can earn star points besides gaining knowledge. And you actually have a chance to win prizes if you join the competitions. So actually, it's quite challenging to organize the CFS Festival online and also on campus, which is hybrid. So, but hopefully this program will be a success, inshallah. So my other contributions is I also became a frontliner in SEM 1, and I also have and will be the working committee in further programs, inshallah. So that is all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. As you can see below, my name is Muhammad Ibaid Rahman. I am taking Foundation of Engineering Studies. I am the Bureau of Da'wah and Discipline in Student Coordination Committee. I am also currently the second Vice President of Engineer Society. Being the Bureau of Da'wah and Disciplinary in Students Coordination Committees is not an easy task. Let me tell you a secret. One of my job scopes is to make sure that every student societies follow the rules and regulations of IIUM when making programs. Let me tell you this, I was also a part of the language awareness campaign committees before this. And not to mention, I am the program coordinator for the Ramadan series right now. See you soon.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hi everyone. I hope everyone is in good and healthy condition. Well, here is a brief biodata about myself, and my name is Khairun Natasa binti Azlan. You guys can call me Khairun. I am currently majoring in economics and management science, and I would like to pursue my studies in Kuliah of Accounting at IIUM Gombak. I am one of SCC members in Bureau of Social and Community Service, and I also work as an assistant head Bureau of Fund and Economics in Perkim. So first of all, I am very excited to introduce and explain to all of you about my job scope and areas of responsibility in social, community and service bureau in SCC. So this will make it easier for you to contact me if there is any related matter with my job. Okay, actually for social and community service bureau, we don't have a specific job like other bureaus, and my job scope is more general and broad. I need to ensure that the program run by other smoothly and orderly. So I am fully responsible in assisting and helping them in various aspects. I need to always be prepared and be a multitasking person. Next, actually, my job scope is more focused on off-campus affairs, but due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the activities were limited and we only focus on campus activity, and I focus in dealing with students from other university visually. I will also like to share with you all my experience with SCC in managing the program in CFS IIUM. I am a committee member of the Language Awareness Campaign. That is one of big program in CFS. I was a person who in charge in the quiz section during the LSE. I also have been appointed to be a frontliner to manage quarantine students in Mahalah Aisyah. InsyaAllah, for the future program, I together with Sister Nyak Noratika and other SCC members will manage the LinkedIn program. InsyaAllah, that's all from me. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Raja Arisa Putris bin Raja Ros Azhar Azhar, and currently I am still completing my foundation in Applied Science. In SCC, I am one of the members that's in charge in Bureau of Education, and I am a secretary for Perkim CFS IIUM Gambang. Life is sure a hustle. At the breath. It is just a simple reminder for me to actually keep in touch with myself despite busy with my life and study. As you can see, I already put my contact number and email in the description so that you guys can contact me either formally or informal. So right now, I am going to explain my job scope as Bureau of Education in Students Coordination Committee. First of all, SCC will always act as intermediate. Specifically, Bureau of Education will act as a bridge between students and ODAR. What is ODAR? ODAR is basically Office of Deputy Dean and industrial linkages that actually where academic matters birth from there. Secondly, SCC will always act as informant. In this case, Bureau of Education will always deliver 100% authentic information directly from administrative. In Bureau of Education case, from ODAR. So as for the future program, I actually the program manager for One Step Closer. What is One Step Closer? One Step Closer is actually a new career-based event that being proposed by FCC that will actually be happen in CFS IIUM Gambang. In One Step Closer, we actually want students to get to know more of their courses in degree at their own respective campus. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, this marks the ending of the introduction session. Thank you to all the committees for the introduction session. Before we start our next session, would like to give all of you, all of the CFS IIUM students and all the participant. Don't forget to follow our Instagram if you have not followed us yet, and don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel. And for all CFS students who join this discussion, kindly fill the attendance from uh, kindly fill the attendance form that has already been given in the comment section for your star point. Okay, now let's continue with our Q&A session. Okay, so for the first question, what is the management's view in SEC performance in bridging between the students and the management?
I believe this question can be answered by Brother Zainul because maybe it is on your guys punya POV or your guys punya point of view. So can Brother Zainul answer the question?
Can you repeat the question again?
Okay, what is the management's view in SEC performance in bridging between the students and the management?
Okay. This is not the management view, but this is my point of view. But I believe that the SEC have been great in bridging between the student and the administration, especially when we have our recently Telegram group. For an example, okay, there are information from management that can be conveyed directly to the student. For example, our treasurer have been great in conveying the message, for example, from our finance department on things such as fees and for example, our sports bureau also have been great in liaising with our sport officer in conducting our sport event and also managing our sport facility in the campus, and also they are conveying the information on the facilities and the usage itself. I believe due to the current situation of our pandemic and some of the SEC member themselves are not in the campus, this is one of the barriers of the management to convey and to do some uh, face-to-face meeting with our lineups. So I believe they are lacking in that sense. But on the other thing, it is great. The SEC have done a really great job. But my suggestion, furthermore, SEC need to do more active communication with the administration on any issues, on any matters that become concerns of the students of the center. Okay, that's all.
Thank you, Rosaino, for the answer. Okay, for the second question, what are the new initiatives or improvements introduced this year compared to the previous tenure?
Assalamualaikum. I believe I'll be answering this question. First of all, thank you to the master of the ceremony, the chairperson, for asking the question, for delivering the question. So about our new initiative, or what is the improvement that we bring from the compared to the past tenures. First of all, about the programs that we conducted. So before annually, the previous tenures will be doing 5 center programs, which is, I believe, the Independence Day celebration, the Language Awareness Campaign, the CFS Festival, the SMAC, and also the Hari Raya celebration, I think. Okay, but this year we intend to do more, even though we have some obstacles, online learning and something like that. Okay, some people, some students is learning online, some students is learning in the campus, but we are trying to bring more. So we are trying to conduct 4 more center programs, which is firstly Ramadan series, which is continuing right now, which is ongoing. And then the One Step Closer leadership dialogue and linking, that we will bring to you. We will bring to you, but the date and the details about the program will be revealed later. So please be anticipating that. Okay. So the second improvement that we are trying to bring is to engage more with the other societies. I mean, we have to change. We have to adapt to online learning mode in a very, very sudden change. And so we are trying to engage more with the presidents. And I think the president couldn't ask more, because I think we have taken too much of their semester break actually, because we are trying to engage with them. And I think there's a pity on them, because they didn't actually enjoy their semester break. But that's our intent. We are trying to communicate with them more about the programs, about the events, about the conduct of the program, about how to conduct program online, how to conduct program using hybrid mode. First, here I want all of you guys, all the students, to praise the presidents and the representative or the high committees of your own or the other respective societies, like the academic-based society, the non-academic-based society, the support groups, or the martial arts. They have given an absolute great teamwork to all of us. We can give them a round of applause. And the third improvement that we are trying to bring is to establish a project called CFS COVID-19 Task Force, because we know that right now we have a returning student from campus. So our biggest concern is how to manage these students that are coming from various places, various parts of the country. So we are establishing this project that consists of students volunteers to handle the SOP, handle the COVID-19, handle the quarantine student, and also handle the big programs that will be conducted physically on the campus. And so with that, I think we still have room for improvement, of course. Human have room for improvement anywhere and anywhen. So we are trying to improve, but these are just some improvement that we have made. Inshallah, in the future we will be doing more. Inshallah, we will become a better leader for you guys, and inshallah we will strive to become a better person and a better students of CFS IIUM Gambang. That's all from me. I return it back to the master of the ceremony. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Brother Amza, for the answer. Okay, for the third question, how does the pandemic affect the SEC in terms of programs execution?
Alright, so I think that I can answer this question. Okay, the question, how does the pandemic affects the SEC in terms of program execution? So as simple, I divide this explanation into three. First, the planning, second, preparation, and also third, the conduct of the programs. So first, regarding the planning, so as the SEC, as you know, we need to plan the coordination of programs for the whole of academic years by semester, right? By proposing almanac for the program. So when there is a pandemic, so there is a lot of changes in the almanac. So as the SEC, we need to be adaptable to that situation. So that's why we hold a president caucus 1.0 and 2.0 in order for us to give a better plan regarding the coordination of the program. So that's why the SEC proposed to reform back all the programs by proposing the arrangement of the almanac at the early of semester 3 for the semester 3 programs. So that's for the planning, organization for the planning. Second is regarding the preparation. So before this, we hold the program in a physical in a physical form, right? Like we have the guideline, how to use the venue at one time, and how do we need to ask for the um tools, peralatan, and so ever. So for the online, we put guidelines regarding the online program, and also like guidelines how the SOP, and also how to conduct, how to use Google Meet, and so whatever. And also we also prepare a catalog regarding that guidelines, and we have already give that to the FBS presidents in the SAC president groups. And second is regarding preparation regarding information. That's why we use the many platforms, many online platforms such as Telegram, WhatsApp, and also Instagram to give out the information regarding the coordination of the students. As you can see, from semester 2 until semester 3, there is a lot of information regarding the coordination for returning students and so on. And we use this kind of platforms like WhatsApp, Telegram, and Instagram. That's why we ask all the students to follow Instagrams of SEC students at CFSIIUM so that you can know what is the current news, the current update from the SEC regarding regarding our movements of the CFSIUM and our coordination. All right. Third, regarding the conduct of the center program. So we have already done one physical center program, which is LAC. But after that, unfortunately, we need to hold all the center programs online, and some center program will be whole hybrid, which is physical also. But on the online system, like Ramadan series, what we can propose is we still can manage run the programs they can run smoothly regarding the online by a cooperation from many ABS also. So what can I summarize is that being a leader or being a committee, you need to adapt with any situation or condition that we have been through. So we need always to be creative regarding to find a solution to solve the problems. So I think that's all regarding how does the pandemic affect the SEC regarding the program education. And yeah, thank you. I hope that answered your question.
Thank you, Sister Shafika, for the answer. Okay, now I believe this will be our last question. Does SEC's election or operation system is the same one with IIUM SU?
Hello, inshallah. Am I audible?
Yes,
Alright.
you are.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, regarding the question of the operating system or election of the SEC compared with the IM Student Union, for your information, for those who are asking, what is the IMSU? It is basically the IM Student Union, which is which is not really similar to the SEC because it is in the degree level. But in terms of the SEC and IMSU, let me inshallah explain the differences between the SEC and also the IM Student Union. Okay, I think prior to this, we've also partially discussed part of this beforehand, and inshallah after this, probably Brother Zainal will also add on to the discussion on pertaining to this matter. Okay, so basically the SEC, it is elected, not really elected, but first of all, the process starts off with the election of other clubs and societies, for example, the ABS, the MRC, the other clubs and societies, and from which these main boards or these presidents or whatsoever, they fill in a form to be interviewed by the dean, the deputy dean, all of which are shortlisted into a compilation of students who are finalized at the end of the day. So basically, even though we are not directly elected officials of the Student Service Coordination Committee, but in a way we are also elected from our respective constituencies. For example, me as the president of VNC, our brother Amza, the vice president of Lance, all of us are elected into our own respective positions and then put forth into what I believe Brother Zainul has said beforehand as what we call as the support groups of the Leadership Training Unit and also the Office of Deputy Dean Student Development Committee Engagement. Compared to the IUM Student Union, the IUM Student Union itself, they if for those who are catching up with the latest news by the IUM Student Union, lately the IUM Student Union has finished their general elections, and I believe this is the second tenure of the IUM Student Union, which Alhamdulillah is currently ongoing now. Okay. However, I know some of us have already been going through these respective associations, organizations in a degree level. And inshallah, one of the initiatives that the SEC would like to push forward is that inshallah we'll be organizing a leadership dialogue between the tenure of the IAM Student Union before this and also the current Student Union organization to bring forward initiatives and also promote the Student Union to students in CFS at the moment. Because I think the Student Union itself is a very different and very complicated system compared to the Student Service Coordination Committee. That's why the election processes involve all three campuses. And for those who are quite aware of the terms, for example, the Student Union Pro Tem Committee in Kuantan, also the Awareness Project in Pagoh. The Student Union itself has its own very detailed constitution, which is very different from which the SEC holds on to. So basically, that is the difference between the election processes of the SEC and IMSU. Even though we are not directly elected, but we are your representatives, your voices and concerns that we want to push for and on behalf of the students to the administration. All right. So that is the difference for itself. So I think I'll pass to Brother Zaino, who will elaborate more. Thank you.
Okay, I believe that Brother Adif have give a good brief on the difference between SEC and also the student union. One more thing to add that SEC is selected among all representative from EBS, non-ABS, and also involved clubs such as martial art and everything. And once we have the candidates for all the SECs, actually all the lineup being interviewed by me, Deputy Dean of Academics, Deputy Dean of Student Development, and also the Dean himself. Once we have the shortlisted candidate, this shortlisted candidate will be brought into the center committee meeting. This center committee meeting consists of all head of department and also the director of the center, and the meeting is chaired by the dean. Okay, this list of candidate will be endorsed by the meeting. Okay, once the list endorsed, then the next stage is to put the candidate into their bureau and also to elect their presidents, vice presidents, treasurer, and also the other high committee. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so thank you, Brother Adib and Brother Zainul, for the answer. So I believe that is the end for our Q&A session. So before we end our session, the SC member or made a live quizzes for all CFS students to join to know, are you really CFS enough? So if the students are free, you can join, and the link will be provided in comment section at YouTube. So Alhamdulillah, that is the ending of our session tonight. And thank you to all of you for sparing some time for tonight's session. And another friendly reminder, don't forget to follow us on Instagram for any further information from us. And also don't forget to like, share and subscribe our YouTube channel. So thank you and Assalamualaikum.
Thank you, everyone.
And also don't forget to like, share and subscribe our YouTube channel. So
We're here on this special day. Our hearts are full of pleasure. A day that brings the two of you close together. We're gathered here to celebrate a moment you'll always treasure. We ask Allah to make your love last forever. Let's raise our hands and make dua like the Prophet taught us. And with one voice, let's all say, say, Barakallahu lakuma wa baraka alaykuma wa jama'a baynakuma fi khair. Barakallahu lakuma wa baraka alaykuma wa jama'a baynakuma fi
Betul kan?
Okay, insyaAllah we will start.
From now you'll share all your joys through hardships, support each other. Together worshiping Allah, seeking His pleasure. We pray that He will think.
Kira kita je kan yang boleh dengar sekarang kan? Kita maksudnya dah tak stream apa yang kita cakap semua kan? Oh,
Ada.
Mana dia kan?
Terima kasih semua. Terima kasih semua. Allah Akbar.
InsyaAllah seminit lagi start. Buat apa Aziz?
Okay, insyaAllah kita akan start lagi 1 minit. We will still accepting participants. 11.16 kita mula ya. Ada quiz.
Tak ambil lagi ni? Tak ambil lagi?
Last. Quiz ni last. Okay, with that kita akan mulakan dalam kiraan 1, 2, 3. Nampaknya Anaki handsome mendahului.
Ayolah, itu dia. Banyak anak.
Four fish.
Fish mendahului. Farizah hari di situ di tempat kedua. Anak Yasin berada di tempat ketiga. Report Oyen 201647. Oh, telah jatuh di situ. Anak Yasin kembali kepada nombor 1. Lagu mati jap.
مدينة 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 النبي مدينة 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 النبي
In my dreams I make my way to Medina, the home and chosen place of our beloved prophet, where all I feel is peace and so much joy around. No better place for me. Yeah, Medina, Medina, Medina to Nabi, Medina, Medina. That's where I wanna be. Medina, Medina, Medina to Nabi, Medina, Medina. That's where I wanna be.
Anak handsome telah pun habiskan kuisnya. Ellie pun sama. Oh, anak handsome dipotong last minute. Full mark Full mark dengan redemption nampaknya kat situ sebab ada 6 streak kan.
Masya Allah, Fatul Fansuri saya nampak di situ.
Oh, kita ada pemenang baru. Kat sini dah habis kot. Okey, nampaknya macam dah habis. Dah habis semua ke? Atas. Minta ke atas ya. So untuk nombor 1, 2 dan 3 iaitu Hafiz, Tik dan juga Intelligence People. Ada lagi ke? Kita bagi masa lagi seminit ya.
Apa-apa pun, thank you sebab sudi join.
Okay, dah boleh tengok code board balik. Okay, Hazim, dah belum siap lagi Fikir belum? Pemenang nombor 1 adalah Hafiz, nombor 2 adalah Tik dan nombor 3 adalah Intelligence People. Please do PM me the number I have given to the YouTube comments for the number 1 to 3. Minta screenshot dengan bukti pemenangan dengan bukti InsyaAllah jika kami mampu, kita lihatlah apa hadiah yang kami boleh bagi insyaAllah. Minta screenshot bukti pemenang ya. Dengan itu tamatlah program kita pada hari ini. Untuk semua yang masih ada dalam live, a big appreciation to all you guys. A big thank you to all you guys yang join pada hari ini. Sekian, terima kasih.
Thank you.
Dengan itu tamatlah program kita pada hari ini. Untuk semua yang masih ada dalam live. Santai ya tengok YouTube. With that kita akan end live kita. Terima kasih.
In a world spinning out of control, the reason for my pride, you are my guide. Now will always
InsyaAllah. Thank you everybody. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wal as innal insana lafi khusr illa allazina amanu wa amilus solihat wa tawasaw bihi wa tawasaw bis sabr. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Thank you.
Thank you everyone. A very good things. A very good day. Alhamdulillah.
whenever I pray, I'll be sending you praise with the words that I say. Rasulullah, oh Muhammad, peace and blessings on you every day. There's light in my heart, helps me find my way back when I've gone too far. When all my anger makes me blind, I remember your mercy for all mankind. The reason I forgive as long as I live. In a world spinning out of control, the reason I love, I'll never give up. And I will always follow your way, your way, your way. Oh, alayka sallallahu, oh Muhammad, peace and blessings on you every day. Alayka